boy, do I got a fun one today, man. This just came out, and we got to react to it as soon as humanly possible. I am Brantley. This is the Punk Apostate, and let's see here. So we're gonna check out the Daily Wire. Yeah, I know it's been a minute. I like to check back in with them, every couple of weeks, right? See what the Daily Wire's up to. And there's something monumentally uh that's right. Hey Logan, what's up, man? Um there's something monumentally entertaining about watching conservatives get fucking wasted. So let's do that, because they're already starting with a significantly less smaller, like fewer number, I should say, not less, fewer number of brain cells, and now they're just taking them out, on purpose. It's pretty dumb, if you ask me. They should hold on to every single one of the brain cells they got going on, because it's gonna go be downhill from just pretty much anywhere. It's like getting severe blows to the head every 2 minutes.
Men who don't work out are like women who cry on TikTok after their pet bunny dies. It's disordered, weak, and hard to look at.
That's just funny.
Okay, so if anybody's not familiar, there's this little shtick that Michael Knowles does, right? Where he plays this weird drinking game where it's like a yes/no game, right? Where you take, I don't know when you're supposed to drink exactly. Well, I'm sure we'll figure it out in a second here. But like he asks a question, if you say yes or no, or whatever, well, you either drink if you say yes or you drink if you say no. I don't know, don't care. But that's how the game goes. It's really simple. And it's, kind of fun to watch these right-wing geniuses get drunk. Which, especially with Candace Owens, because like I don't know as if I thought I remember her saying that she doesn't drink, but I don't know. So that this could be really funny. I don't know. Too loud. I feel like it's too loud. Okay. Yes or no.
When women are pregnant, they eat for two. When my female friends are pregnant, I drink for two, as I will today on this episode of the Yes or No Game with my friend, Candace Owens. Now, before...
Oh, because she won't drink?
Guest, you've got to order this game. The Yes or No Game is available right now. dailywire.com/shop. You can test your knowledge of your friends and loved ones.
It's so weird that the Daily Wire is like, here, buy our drinking game. Yeah, that's, because that's totally in line with the audience that we present. Do they have like a weed smoking game? What about a heroin game? Do they have a heroin game? That'd be cool.
Up to 9 players, all sorts of questions covering every single topic. dailywire.com/shop. And now I will figure out which.
Oh, it's literally got his name on it.
Weird. One better right now.
I just want to be forthcoming. I am a sore loser.
I know.
So I will flip the table.
Yeah, I believe it.
The results are not that I win.
But you're going to have one advantage, which is I think this is non-alcohol.
Yeah,
Oh, I thought you were going to say people.
Logan said partly family values. Wait, did she just say she's not drinking? Hold on, I'm sorry. Now I got to go back.
Be understanding because I'm pregnant.
Oh
no, well, that's true. Also,
that was half the reason.
I think it's not.
That was half the reason I picked this goddamn thing, was because I wanted to see Candace Owens get wasted. All right, whatever. All right, let's.
Alcoholic. Otherwise,
so he's gonna get drunk.
Baby number 3 will
not
just
have
a lovely time.
Already.
Do you know the rules?
I know the rules.
Okay.
Ish.
And that's how I feel too.
Yeah.
Ladies go first.
Okay.
You take the first card.
Okay.
Like, don't you think you should go over the rules for the? Anyway.
Do I read this out loud?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Let's see. As I said, I saw this was a punk video. I was hoping it was Ramones, JS, but Brantley works too. Hey, bro, what's up? Right? Yeah, I can dig the Ramones. Yeah, they're on the, well, I don't know, on the two side. It's always like the argument between the Sex Pistols and the Ramones, right? And I always liked both of them. So it was different songs of each. But I don't know. A lot of people got really mad about that whole thing. Like, no, it was because who started it? And I will say that the Sex Pistols started it, because I don't feel like the Ramones count really. I don't know, but anyway.
Princess Diana's death was an accident. Such a good one. Who doesn't?
Such a good one because it's
Is
so
it?
obvious. Okay, ready?
What?
You
I
wanna
don't
take mine?
understand. Wait, are they
Like-
trying to say that it wasn't an accident? Like, is this conspiracy land stuff? Oh, I see it. So they put the board up here, and then you put your glass. Okay, got it.
Think you're gonna say?
1, 2, 3.
So they're both conspiracy
Awful
people.
convenient, that tunnel in Paris, isn't it? Awful convenient. Did I get your guess right?
No.
You think it was an accident?
I'm like the biggest conspiracy
What?
theorist, but like I actually think that one might have just been an accident.
Is it
So
just
she
'cause
put
you're
it on
friends
the
with the
wrong.
witch?
Wow, she's not even drunk, and she put it on the wrong. He moved it for. Oh, sorry, you're stupid. You put it on the wrong. No, because that means your answer was anyway. Sorry, just I fixed the stupid real quick.
No.
She's not
No,
even
Yeah.
drinking.
It's just
Prince
drink.
Philip's gone. You don't need to protect him anymore.
Oh, God,
It's
that's
weird.
hilarious.
You know what it is? I think I haven't looked into that one enough,
Mhm.
and I just have memories when I was a kid of that happening and everyone being
It's-
like, it was an accident.
That's like a perfect example of post hoc ergo propter hoc because it happened in a particular order or like with like specific things happening surrounding it. That means it was called like he tried to kill her basically because the relationship was going poorly at that time. It fell into a particular sequence. Therefore, he did it. You know, it's like, come on, man. Like that's not the way things. You need actual evidence of that, which we don't have.
And I just accepted the truth.
Yeah.
I accepted that the mainstream media was telling me the truth.
Yeah,
when I was a
they
child.
would never lie to you.
They would
Yeah,
never
of
lie.
course.
To
And
an
the thing is,
8-year-old.
her continued
Who is this
existence.
person? Assembly of God. Candace is getting wet and giddy. Oosh, yeah. Yeah, I mean she's getting wet because she's drinking and drinks are wet. So yeah, absolutely. I
Only
don't want-
threatened
I refuse to think about it any other way. God damn it.
the last major monarchy in the West,
Is
right?
that, is that the theory?
Well, she was, it's kind of weird for your future queen to be divorced from the future king,
Mm,
and then for her to be shacking up with some like Arab guy. I don't know. It's just a little
I
off.
think the Arab guy's
I'm-
Prince Harry's dad.
I'm pretty sure that's the most normal thing that happens with like aristocracy and shit is just, yeah, everybody fucks everybody and whatever, as if there's any like couth to being an actual prince or prince and king or whatever in England. It's like they pretend, but it's like that's just for show and everybody knows they're all fucking everybody like sailors behind the curtain.
Now that's a theory I had not heard. So the red hair, it's from Genghis Khan
It's-
actually.
it's
It's,
from
yeah,
the
it's
Arab guy.
I
recessive.
know, right? Yeah, like Aaron Raw and gosh, he can handle some man. Assembly of God said, Assembly of God said, couldn't they just do hot wings like everybody else? Yeah, and that's totally true. I always feel so bad. I feel like they should just start smacking their chest like Chris Farley in that beer skit. Like just the sheer like throat burning, that the fire just down, and oh god, it's got to be a nightmare. Like they should at least have some Tums on the table for you to just like just snort a line of broken up Tums.
Okay, so now I go. Given that they make up only 6% of the population and are responsible for 65% of all related deaths.
Holy shit, I can't understand. Oh, hold on, we're gonna have to come back to that one. What? As I said, Logan Fisher. Oh, this isn't to me. I'm sorry. I'm just just putting your whole conversation all the way out there. Logan Fisher. I did my own research, all one word, and found God Magic Done It. Oh, God Magic Done It. Nice. Hope that helps, Logan Fisher. Yep, that's about honestly, that's about as thorough of argument as I've ever heard. Honestly, even the Darkesian bullshit seems to be like, so since you got to doubt everything that your brain thinks, God, boom, nailed it.
Pitbulls should be outlawed as pets. A little edgy, fellas.
Ooh,
A
wow.
little edgy out there.
Outlawed as pets.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I keep getting distracted. You guys are distracting me over here. All right. Given that they make up only 6% of the population and are responsible for 65% of all related deaths, pit bulls should be outlawed as pets. Jeez. That's actually, huh. That's I mean, you'd have to get rid of everything then, because I don't think I've ever seen like a single dog that's not like, oh yeah, and 3% pit. You know what I mean? Like there's always like, they at least have the eyebrows of the pit. You know what I mean? Like
Pit bulls should be outlawed as pets. A little edgy, fellas.
Ooh, wow.
Edgy out there.
Outlawed as pets.
Yes.
nothing should ever be outlawed.
That's
How
a
much
great
do you want to
answer.
bet? Both of them say
Okay.
no.
Let's go. Oh, wait, I go this way.
Do you think they should be outlawed? She doesn't
Correct.
understand the game.
That's correct. I would say no.
Really? You don't think you're
I
fine
would
with
say
pit bulls?
No, I'm not fine with pit bulls at all.
Oh wait,
But I think if you outlaw it, it just brings into question
he keeps
a lot
doing-
of other
wait,
things that we'd have to consider.
I'm lost on the game. Where do you put the fucking glass? Do you put it for yes or no? I thought you would put it on your answer, right?
Consider more deeply.
I'm so lost.
And
That's so
I
funny.
would say I think people should not own pit bulls. I am so
Mike-
against pit bulls.
Mike
I think
Walsh
it's
and Matt
ridiculous
Knowles.
when people are like, it depends on the owner. It's like, how many more
Same.
stories can the people that
Yeah.
said it depends on the owner then get eaten by the pit bulls?
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what
It's
I mean?
no, it's
We're like,
always
like,
it's
it's not
always
the
the
owner.
owner. It's always the
No,
owner.
it's not the owner. It's like
Except
it's an
that-
aggressive dog.
Yeah.
I am especially. I think I would offer that I do think it should be outlawed around children.
I
Like,
think that's
when you
weird.
have a small child,
They say like there's no bad dogs, just bad owners. You know, I don't know, man. I don't know how that works. Like, what if a dog just ends up being in a very weird situation or changing hands, like of owners several times and got like half and half, and then it's like, and you don't know who the owner was that was bad. Like, so you know, I don't know. That just could be something that's difficult to tell. I don't know. But I understand why they say that. It's just basically be a good dog owner, you know, so your dog doesn't end up being a bad dog or whatever. But like, yeah. Anyway, it's the whole
and
thing.
you have pit bull, it should be outlawed. You should not be allowed to have pit bull with a small
But
child.
Yeah.
then what if, let's say, it's just a single guy? Then he's got a pit bull. He's going to
Report
take the dog
and
for a
stuff.
walk. You're going to go to the park,
Yeah,
and
well,
there's going to be kids at the park.
but you could. Is he going to take the park?
Well, also now, if he goes to one of these millennial parks, it's just only dogs. It's
Right.
only millennials and dogs.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe in like certain
We-
places too.
Are there millennial parks? I didn't know that millennials had their own parks. Every dog park I've gone to, of course, I'm in Florida. So, you know, it's mostly boomers and maybe one or two millennials all avoiding each other, you know, just separate sides. That's
To,
just
like
how
in
that
New York
goes.
City, where there's just like a lot of humans. But I
Yeah.
guess if you're like living in
I-
Columbia, Tennessee, and you've got like 800
Yeah,
acres,
somebody got-
and
Right.
what,
do they
you're gonna
drink-
kill a deer?
They drink until they puke. I fucking hope so. That's what I'm banking on. What do you think I picked this for?
Yeah, if you're in the
Probably.
stepplands of Central Asia,
Yeah, you can have pit bull, yeah.
Otherwise-
But I just think it's ridiculous that people like. I think we should be responsible enough to stop buying pit bulls and especially putting them around small children, because truth is they're just aggressive. I mean, I just read a story about one got off the leash and
Sounds like big government to me. So you're gonna start putting a bunch of red tape all around fucking dogs now? Big government Candace over
ran
here.
across the
Cheers.
street and killed somebody's dog and then
Yeah.
mauled him in his face. I'm just like, every day there's a news story and you look at the statistics and it's like, it's telling a story. They're like, no, it's the owner. I'm like, is everybody's got a pit bull is just training their pit bulls to do these things?
Right. Also, the thing that they forget.
Yeah. What about guns? Is it because people trained the guns to do all those things? What about this? Let's check the statistics on guns. Should we do that?
Forget about they're anthropomorphizing.
Pretty sure they're going to be like very inconsistent when they're with their like observation of statistics as it relates to dogs juxtaposed with guns. But I'm just saying anyway.
Dogs in a way that is only going to get worse as millennials treat their dogs as children.
Mm,
But dogs don't
What?
have reason.
Treat
So it's true.
treat their dogs as children. I don't know what he means by that. Like, but I mean, it does really annoy me. Let me just say, like, when people talk about dogs as if they are like children, where like people are like, oh, I've got 4 kids, I'm so tired, you know, and they're like, yeah, I get it. I got a dog, so like he woke me up last night because he was crying, and like I will fucking murder you. I swear to fuck, I will kill you. You know? Like,
True, if you train a dog in a bad way, the dog is going to maybe behave worse than if you train him in a good way. But it's not as though the dog can reason about abstract things like justice and the morality of chomping on a little toddler or something like that. So you just you can't blame the dog. You
right.
can't blame the pit bull when
Right.
he eats the toddler. That's his instinct. That's his
And
genetics.
especially because as they age, all dogs and cats get ornery anyways.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like my cat, as she got older, she was just like less tolerant and like she swiped once.
But I mean, dude, like you still like if it kills a toddler, dude, it's over, man. Like, and it's crazy that you kind of gotta wait until that's actually the case. Like, you know, almost like people with guns, right? You kind of gotta wait for them to kill somebody to be like, okay, you shouldn't have guns, bro, because we live in a fucking nut house country. But whatever, you know. But it just reminds me. But yeah, the dog's got to go at that point, man. Jesus.
Never has ever even hissed at me, nothing. But then my baby was born and he was pulling at her and she just swiped. It's like she's an animal. You know what I mean? So her instinct when something's
Oh, let me see here. Logan said, ever heard the I Love My Lips song, Veggie Tales? Oh, yeah, I've heard that song. Yeah. I love my lips. Yeah. Those were you a funny grown up? Fuck yeah, I remember Veggie Tales big times. Yeah, the silly songs with Laddie. Yeah, I remember those.
pulling at her face is to swipe. And I think people are completely deluded when it comes to pit bulls. I did a whole episode on this.
Yeah.
But I would stop short of saying to outlaw them because I think there are probably deeper considerations there. It might be a slippery slope.
Hold on, I keep pushing. That's more harm treating any dog like a human does damage mentally from what they instinctively know. Yeah, yeah, I don't know. It's tough, like when you get into like what a dog knows and what they should be responsible for, and so on and so forth, and like what the human is responsible. Like, I honestly, I don't know. I that's a tough one. I don't know. That is a difficult like way to nail it. I don't know how you would know if it was the owner or not. Like, how can you check on that and be like, ask the dog, hey, where did you learn this shit from, buddy? Did your owner tell you to do that? Okay, well, you're going to jail, buddy. The dog said that's your fault.
Like a libertarian kind of thing. You're no libertarian.
I'm definitely not a libertarian. Yeah. I have to think about that one.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll drink anyway.
No.
I don't.
No, you have to drink.
It's unclear.
You have to take a big. I don't even know me.
Take a little gulp.
Fuck?
Yeah.
Okay. Why is he drinking this? What is this? Is this too cool to be teeny or whatever the fuck? Like, what is happening?
Mm-hmm.
I changed my mind on Princess Diana, so I might have you throw that back up.
No.
All right.
I'll move your card too.
Wow.
We have a nice old discard pile.
Are martinis good, y'all? Have you ever had a martini? I've never had a martini. Do you guys have one? I don't even know. they look. I don't know. Just from the little, like, the fact that there's maybe the olive. I think the olive is what throws me off. It's like if it is anywhere compatible with the palate of an olive, fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? Those things do not. That's like, I don't know. Just saying. All right.
My team is hotter than your team.
What? My team is hotter than your team? What? I don't know. Was there a reference?
This is not taking a lot of thought for me.
Yeah. I think that you would have to agree.
Yeah, I mean, do I have eyes?
Yeah, exactly.
And reason and two brain cells to rub together?
Yeah, obviously, my team is hotter than your team.
And who are you going to compare? I've got
what?
Mr. Davies and producer Jacob.
Guys, I've got girls.
They're okay. Jeez Louise, man. I feel like they needed some context on that. I was like, team, do they like play softball on the weekends? What's happening here?
Like that was a very easy one.
That was a very simple one.
So if you get it right, do I drink?
I always play by the rule. If you get it wrong, you have to drink.
Okay.
If you get it right, you get to drink.
Well, I'm betting whatever it is.
You're betting 1,000.
Yeah.
He does not know. What was that noise? So he does not know how to play drinking games, as far as I can tell. But you know,
really well.
Those are.
Okay. He plays drinking games like he's a fucking like shakes in the morning alcoholic. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's like if I lose, I have to drink. If I don't lose, I get to drink. So I just drink every time.
I just know you so well.
You do know me so well. Listen, I'm an open book.
Yeah.
But you're a mystery wrapped in an enigma. Even after all these years, there's still, unless you're a total lib, it's clear that women should keep it zipped while at church.
What? First of all, keep it. If he's talking about talking, does anybody say that? Keep it zipped when they're not talking to toddlers? Is that something people say? All right. Or is it talking about your pants? Like no fucking in the back of the church service?
Okay.
Really interesting diction.
Yeah, I like the way it's being presented. Oh, I forgot to bring this back.
Unless you're a total lib,
Yeah.
women should keep it zipped
What?
at church.
Oh, well, I see. Martinis were invented by Martin Luther. Prove me wrong. I mean, he's got his name. Or Remy Martin. I don't know. One of the two, right? Okay, Logan said they're terrible. Good. Okay. She's swaying and feeling loose, y'all. Yep. But I thought she said, I almost wonder, is she like, because didn't they just say that she's pregnant? I don't know. Is that would be very antithetical to their entire thing. And so he's saying he's drinking for two. So he's supposed to be drinking her. I don't know. I'm totally lost on what's happening as far as the alcohol consumption goes in this show. But
I would say, because of the wording, actually, of the statement, no, it's perfectly right for women to take part in the solemn high mass, in the Salve Regina, in some of the chanting, and some of the responses.
so he was talking about their face,
Et cum
keeping their face zipped, unzipped, zipped. That's how,
spiritu tuo, that sort of. No, I'm not.
Weird.
They shouldn't be preaching or doing any of these parading.
That's what I was thinking. I thought they were
I
like
know.
preaching.
I
That's
know.
why I would say yes.
Obviously, yeah.
Aston Martinis invented them. They have service terror missiles, I don't
Obviously, they shouldn't.
Yeah,
be.
they should not be preaching.
But
Should they speak at all in a church?
Should
is
they
the
speak at
question. Probably
all
the
ever.
wider question.
Now, in the low mass,
Yeah.
they should not.
They
But
should.
really, nobody should.
What the
Yeah,
fuck
you
is
got
he
me.
talking
You got me
about?
right on that one.
Okay.
I was not Catholic. Is anybody here Catholic? Do they know what, or was Catholic? I know you're not anymore. But I don't know what he's talking about. Lower mass, there's different levels of mass. Is it like the caste system? Like, how does
But should they preach?
Oh, we got
Absolutely
points.
not.
Okay.
Absolutely, under no circumstances.
It's
right,
just
yeah.
the most absurd thing ever, and
Yeah.
it's part of the reason why.
It's funny that they just mentioned that, because like that was the video that I didn't pick because I wanted to pick this one, was about women being allowed to preach, but it ended up seeming like really boring as I skipped through. I was like,
I have a lot of questions.
watch
about
people get drunk.
Protestantism. There's a lot of that going on.
Yeah.
You know,
You're on a journey.
I'm on a journey.
You're on a
That's what I
journey.
would say.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all?
Oh no.
Okay. Wasn't
As I said, I was raised Catholic and and was an altar boy. Oh shit. I'm sorry. You okay? Is everything all right? Sorry. That sounds awful.
there was a big split with the Baptists over this?
There was.
There's one of
Yeah,
the big
huge.
Baptists.
Yeah, out in LA.
Yeah,
Mega church.
I thought he was a conservative guy, but then he was promoting priest.
Wait. Logan said higher mass is closer to hell due to gravity. How could that be? Higher. Oh, mass. Got it. Okay. I'm like, if it's up higher, wouldn't it? Anyway.
Suddenly he said priestesses are a thing, and
Jesus,
he
can you
apologized to women. And I just thought to myself, this is how we're going to end up with homosexuals in the church.
For
Because
sure.
somebody's going to say, I read the scripture and I've done research, and actually it's totally fine to be a homosexual
Yeah.
and lead.
Hey, a little secret, regardless of whether or not you believe that homosexuals should be in the church, they're in the church. Okay. Just say.
a church, and
They're fucking
it's
There's
gonna be
totally fine to be trans. Yeah.
polycules, yeah.
Once you start seeing how you interpret the scripture,
Yeah.
it becomes very problematic very fast. And that is the reason why Methodist churches are flying
Yeah.
the LGBTQ, I don't know how many letters they've tacked on since flag.
No, the main line is completely gone.
All of them, all Methodists are doing that. I'm not familiar with that, but again, I'm not really I don't keep too much track of all the different denominations of what they're officially doing. So I don't
My priest in New York, great friend of mine, was an Episcopalian priest. He became a Catholic priest over this priestesses thing back in the 70s. And I said, oh, friend of
Dude, Michael Knowles would freak out if they had a Ouija board. Dude, he is terrified of demons, and it is just so fun to watch. He's brought on exorcists and stuff. It's hilarious.
mine might
It's
become
really
an Anglican priest. And he said, Michael, that's not like rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic. It's like grabbing hold as the Titanic goes all the way down. And so all the main line is gone. But I thought the evangelicals and the Baptists and things like that, the low churches, I thought among Protestants, I thought they were
Assembly of God says 2 more sips of cheese there. Watch for the incessant giggling.
doing relatively better. But then
Yeah.
all this stuff starts infecting them too.
Yeah. Well, yeah. To be fair, when they took a vote,
Are they both Catholic? I might have missed if she said she was Catholic or not. I don't know.
Oh, they booted the guy out.
Yeah, they did boot him out.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
there is that. But it wasn't the margins were not 100%. I mean, it was literally like, I think, I don't know, maybe something like 15 of the churches voted like, yes, they should still stay in. And I was like, this is a
Wow,
problem. Like,
that's a
even the vote is a problem. On the basis of your vote, if you voted yes, they should stay in,
Yeah.
you should be kicked out.
This is the thing. And the way the feminists frame it as, unless we
Hold on one second. Let me read this comment, and then I'll try to make sense of what the fuck they're talking about here. All right. And so it says, I want to go to hell. It's colder than heaven. Hell is supposed to be as hot as lava / volcano, but in heaven there's gold and as bright as the sun. Oh, that's okay. I think I know what verses you're referencing. And tell me what's hotter, the sun or a volcano? Definitely the sun. That's right. So yeah, you're onto something there. That's wow, yeah, you really broke that down scientifically as far as heaven and the science that surrounds heaven and hell.
have
That's
women
excellent.
take over all these traditionally male spaces, you're going to have weak women. And I think a weak women, like all the great female saints of the church, like Saint Lucy, like Teresa of Avila,
Who the
all the really strong.
There's a saint. Okay, first, Saint Lucy was an awesome comedian and great show, especially when she was trying to eat chocolate. In fact, it was really funny. I really like Saint Lucy, but all the rest, I don't know what she's talking about or what he's talking about.
modern women, present company. I'm not flattering you. Present company very much included. Compared to what? Some like shrieky little feminist or something? Give me a break.
Well, I'm just saying women in leadership roles in general, whether it's even women casting ballots and voting, becomes problematic because
Based.
we vote emotionally.
Oh my fucking. I'm pretty sure everybody that watches your show votes exclusively emotionally. Okay. There's not a lot of logic going down. It's funny too. You know, what's really interesting. It only works if you're in an actual conversation with somebody and they're like a right winger and they're like crazy. If they bring up like, why does that make sense or anything about making sense, be like, well, how is that logical? Right. And then be like, so what are the 3 laws of logic? And watch them like just like, there's only 3 of them, man. You can say it within a sentence worth of words. Like, how many, what are the 3 laws of logic? Just saying. It's like real short. It's real easy to say it, they don't know. But yet they believe in their head that they're perfectly rational, but they can't even tell you like anything about logic. It's hilarious. Okay, now apparently we have skipped ahead. And you can kind of tell because Knowles' head is now drooped about 4 inches from where it was.
He's going up against
going to end up under the table.
The Ramaswamy mommies actually have a better chance of getting their guy in the White House than the DeSimps do. Yes or no?
Anybody know what the fuck they're talking about? The Ramaswamy mommies? I don't. Oh, wait. Currently, if going up against the Trumpers, I don't know what that is. Is this like daughters of the Confederacy or something of like somebody else? I don't know. I have no idea what this is. Actually, I've been a better chance of getting their guy in the White House than the DeSimps. I am so lost. I don't know these. Are these like? Is this like right wing lingo that I'm unfamiliar with? Like, I don't know.
Against the Trumpers. Who does better, the Ramaswamy mommies?
First I've heard that term, but I'm liking that.
That's quite
I'm
a
liking
term.
that.
Yeah, or the DeSimps. The Ramaswamy mommy seems kind of nice. The DeSimps seems not
derogatory. Yeah. I didn't write this. I should be very clear.
Is someone has a bias.
Somebody.
Okay.
Yeah, she was solid, man. Yeah. Oh my God, I can't believe the white shirt man of yesterday was very funny. Funnier than these 2 dumbos. No, right? I'm sorry, I was like, they mess up my pronouns because
you're putting me over.
They're all against them.
What do you got to do it on?
I'm
you're saying no.
Yes or no.
So you're gonna go and say no.
Okay. At least I was on no. At least I had like generally speaking, there's 2 yeses. Yeah, probably.
She literally can't figure out 2 answers. Like if it's yes, put it on yes. If it's no, put it on no. How fucking difficult is that shit? And she's not even drunk.
They won on this table.
You only you're right. That's true.
Yeah, you could say 1 yes and 1 no.
Wow. For the designers.
Oh man, how embarrassing.
So I said that you would say that
Yeah.
the
That's like the
Ramaswamy
fourth.
mommies have a
Hold
better
on, what is it? That was like the fourth time she's done that so far, and clearly it skipped time. Remember, you said if you want to get the full interview, like so. This is like a half an hour in, and she's still like, "Wait, where do I put it between the yes and the no? Which one?"
shot in the.
That is correct.
This
I
is
would
too
say
complicated. This is
absolutely.
too
And
complicated.
you got me right.
Yeah,
I think the
felt you
DeSimps have a
today.
better shot than the Ramaswamy mommies
I
against the
think
Trumpers.
the DeSimps are just the comms team. They're not likable. It is really actually. You tweeted this I think yesterday, but
I
I
did.
tweeted it like 3 weeks ago. And I
Yeah.
just saw it and I was like, their team has
It's called Xing it. Okay, you're not even using the correct nomenclature. All right, it's you X'd, and yesterday you X'd. Okay, that's how you.
completely crushed his chances. And it's
So I didn't
because
believe
they're
it when-
so angry at the Trumpers,
Yeah.
but they're angry at like 0.0000017% of people that are yelling at them online.
Yes.
And they're like basically making every person that supports Trump guilty of the sins of maybe 4 people that they're fighting online. And it's actually making them lose. Like they need Trump support.
And it's just prudentially, it's insane. It's not that I thought you were wrong when you made this point. It's not. I was a little skeptical because I had never experienced it firsthand.
No.
And then this happened to me yesterday.
Is she really? Hold on.
Because
What is she's doing it right? Is she? I don't know. I can't honestly. It's been so inconsistent for where they're supposed to. I thought like if you answer yes, you put it on yes. If you answer no, you put it on no. That's it. Simple as that, right?
I tweeted out. It was after they all got upset that Trump said that Xi Jinping is an impressive.
Oh, that's what it
And-
is. Okay, they're guessing what the other person would say. Okay, I see. Got
Look,
it. Now
One,
I
he's just
understand,
bragging
yeah.
about how he beat an
See,
impressive leader at
This is why they should explain that at the beginning.
a trade deal. But 2, there is a strain of conservatism that kind of admires Xi Jinping because he keeps his country in order and because he governs, according to some conception, albeit perhaps misguided, of the common good. And that's not the libertarian kind of right-wing stuff, but there is a strain of traditional conservative thought that kind of admires strong leaders who keep their country together.
Yeah, sort of like people that admire Vladimir Putin. Sort of.
But kind of like the people who say, look,
Yeah.
I don't like Putin, but
Yeah.
I admire that he's done this, that, or the other thing, right? And all of a sudden, it's not that I was attacked by conservatives randomly. who
That
don't
is the
like Xi
weirdest
Jinping. It was
take.
these DeSantis accounts. I'm not saying they're being paid by the campaign or anything, but they all have the little alligator, and they're accounts that exist basically just to promote DeSantis.
Mhm.
And they started attacking me, and I thought, and kind of personally attacking me, and they're probably still doing it.
Which is funny because isn't it like their job right now to be like promoting DeSantis over Trump right now? Like they're trying because they can see that Trump's indictments are probably gonna mess him up, but it looks like Trump's not going to back down. He's going to try to run no matter what, end up taking out DeSantis. Hopefully, this is what I hope happens. Take out DeSantis, right? And then but then get like arrested or something, or like make it so he can't run for president like right before he's, I'm hoping the timing works out that way, but it probably won't, and they'll probably figure out some loophole or something so that he gets, everything he wants all the time, because that's the way it works.
And I thought, this is really strange. I am not endorsing in the primary.
Right.
I praise Ron DeSantis for something or another almost every day on my show. I have spent some time with Ron DeSantis. I really like him.
Yeah, that's a good
I
point.
also really like Donald.
Yeah, Pranay says that they need a big reform. They need a Native American president or prime minister. Not a single Native American have been president. Holy shit, you're absolutely right. Huh. Yeah, that is a problem. That is a problem. And that's really wild too, because it's just been a long time and we still haven't had, I guess it's been mostly white people, right? We've had pretty much just one person of color. Wow, it's crazy how undiverse our presidency has been for the past, couple hundred years or whatever. It's crazy. Yeah.
Trump, I think if you're going after me,
the problem is trying to appease a bunch of racists. The majority of people they might not be like crazy racists, right? But they all have these weird racial proclivities that they don't even realize they have. And so that's why white people tend to just always win out, because all these people don't understand that they have these biases and everything.
I'm calling it like I sees it. How many voters are you turning off? Look, the Trump campaign doesn't need to worry about this. Trump's up 30 points in the polls. DeSantis is down at 20% or less. They have to win over a huge number of Trump voters. And so if you're just going to personally, viciously attack, it reflects so poorly on the candidate, even though Ron DeSantis personally has nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a very poor reflection of an otherwise, I think, good candidate.
It's exactly what I was very.
I think it's a perfect reflection of DeSantis because he's just an idiot, you know, and he has no barometer. Like Trump, here's one thing I will say about Trump. He at least understands how to like do the double speak thing to like give himself some wiggle room to be able to wiggle out of like shit. Like, oh, I didn't mean it like that, you know, because he says the opposite of what he just said when he said before he said. DeSantis doesn't do that. He's just like, no, I'm just saying the thing and some, you know, like, and we're all just like, oh, okay, so you're just a fucking like Nazi, is that what's happening? And he's just like, maybe I am. Like, you know, that's not how it makes them all look bad. And I think they know that, except for certain people at the Daily Wire, it seems.
Even keel going into it. I was interested to see how things played out. Wasn't committed to any candidate. Felt how I felt about Ron DeSantis. Didn't like the way he kind of entered in.
Yeah, you were
entered
always
into the race,
skeptical of
him, but not enough to like attack him or say anything was wrong with him. And then his Christina Pushaw, who's in comms, she is quite vicious, and she
go after? She's always been nice to me.
She went after me, and
really?
it was a step on your head while you're drowning. Go after someone by liking a bunch of tweets and tweeting, like subtweeting things to suggest that I was responsible for what Kanye West said.
Oh, the Kanye.
So it was like, you know, it was jumping on that. But it's just like, okay, you are running.
I'm sorry, man. You were both wearing like I'm a hateful bigot shirts, and then he went on a full rant about like Hitler and shit right after you guys hung out. And
an account that says that you represent the ideas of Ron DeSantis, you're just pushing people away, right? Like if there's like they do that all the time, though. It's not just like she weighs on issues that have nothing to do with Ron DeSantis, but she is the voice for Ron DeSantis. And so when she does that, people assume this must be what Ron DeSantis thinks about this. She shouldn't do that. So that's what I said. They thought
the Assembly of God said Putin might bring on the end of the world and Jesus. That's why they love him. Is that really? Is it like an Israel type of situation? Or the reason they like him is because like, hey, we need the end of the world to happen. Like, Annie, come on, man. Holy shit. Like the pieces just aren't falling into place. We need to kind of make this thing happen. Like, is that really what's going on? Jesus.
Thought they had a Kayleigh McEnany who was excellent when she was press secretary, right? She was a sharpshooter, but she didn't speak about things that Trump wasn't concerned about. So they're not able to separate their personal feelings from what Ron's feelings are. And when people are seeing it, like they're reflecting it, it's actually hurting Ron. Okay. So that's my take on it. I think their campaign, whereas they pretend to be above it, they're like, we're different from Trump. We're Trump without the drama. No. They're very petty. They're very dramatic. Vivek is actually the person who is saying above it all. He's above the fray.
He's not going after
He doesn't go after anybody. He
just
tells you his ideas. So DeSantis' campaign is pretending to be what Vivek actually is. And when I had Vivek on my show, I was so impressed. I was so refreshed. I really liked him. And I like that he still, even though obviously he's competing with Trump, he has great reverence for all the things that Trump has done. Even when he speaks about things that Ron DeSantis is getting wrong, he's very level. It's never personal. It just talks about this is what he's getting wrong in Florida and history I would do differently. And so I am, I guess, are we calling people Ramaswamy mommies?
Ramaswamy mommy.
But I'm a Ramaswamy mommy.
But it's it's not just the candidates, because DeSantis doesn't personally attack people, really, right?
But the people, everyone around him does.
And it's interesting because I hadn't noticed it about.
Because it's kind of a whole fucking ethos of like, we hate everybody, you know? And so, it's almost as if his rabid nutbag base doesn't have any. Doesn't have like a second gear. Like they're crazy. They're rabid, you know.
His
and they're like,
staffers,
why are they like
really
that?
was only
like, why are they like that? And like, because you guys programmed them with your brainwash hatred, man.
Noticing about
because you're
like rapid response, random accounts that just
Staffers
spend
too.
all their day. That's interesting.
That's what I'm saying. She says that she is pregnant here. So I don't know. Like and he said a whole thing about drinking for two because at the beginning. So I don't know. Sounds like it. Sounds like she might be.
Influencers, and I'm like, you guys are all hurting his campaign. You're hurting his campaign.
Because you look at the Vivek team, for starters, I don't know. I mean, I know them in the sense that I'm friends with Vivek Ramaswamy, and so I kind of.
No,
if I were just
is that
like,
true? Prene said no one gonna nuke nowadays. Nukes are 3,000 times powerful. It's called a Sarbama. It's capable to destroy a continent. Is that fucking true? I know I'm not really up on nuclear device science. I don't know. I've never, it's not really my forte. You know what I mean? But I'm more of just a make fun of demons kind of guy. I don't know.
An outsider looking at the campaign, I wouldn't know any of their names, and that's probably a good thing.
I think it's a good thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing. He really does remain above it. So I very much like Vivek, and I like that people are now starting to pay attention to him and listening to his ideas.
But do you
because-
think? Okay, all of that to say though, he's at whatever
I think he's going to eclipse DeSantis.
Do you really
I
think
really
that?
think he
Because
will.
just wow,
I think he will eventually. Yeah, I think he will.
that's okay.
Yeah, he's catching some fire.
Listen, the Ramaswamy mommy just made the prediction.
I made the prediction right here.
I don't know who that
Men
is.
who don't work.
Do y'all know who they're talking about right now? I am very unfamiliar with all of the right wing camp. Of course, I know it's like this is their primary, so they're like all over it. You know what I mean? But we're kind of stuck with the old guy. I wish somebody else would step in, but probably not going to happen, and we're probably going to end up with. I'm not going to be a pessimistic on this show.
Yeah,
let's make
like women who
let's make fun of some right wingers. Let's
cry
go.
on
Come on.
TikTok after
Jesus
their pet
Christ.
bunny dies. It's disordered,
Snap at
weak, and hard to look at.
That's just funny. Who wrote these cards?
I don't know. Some Philistine probably.
Okay, so men
good.
who
That's
don't
not
work
good.
out are like women
Jeez.
who cry on TikTok. I'm going to focus on that first part because it's kind of the second
What?
part is it's just sort of.
Hold on.
Well,
I'm sorry. I missed what you said. Men who don't work out are like women who cry on TikTok after their pet bunny. This is weirdly specific. Dies. It's disordered, weak, and hard to look at. What the men that aren't working out? Like, do they have to currently be working? Wait, what? So just anytime these men exist, I don't know. Let's hear how they break
Philistine
down.
probably.
okay, so men who
Crazy.
don't work out are like women who cry on TikTok. I'm going to focus on that first part because it's kind of the second part is it's just sort of. Blah, blah, blah. I have to think about this. Hold on. Don't do it yet. Okay, I got mine.
This music.
You certainly got that right. Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You know how I knew?
Why?
Because George is an exceptionally good-looking man.
Mm.
But he's not like in the gym. He's not some like gym bro.
He is quite gay sounding right there. I'm just saying, he probably shouldn't have said that on. It's funny, like he's drinking right now, so he's like, I would fuck him. I mean, shit, I shouldn't drink in front of cameras.
Oh, with
He's not a gym
sneakers
bro, but he
on.
works
No.
out every morning.
Does he?
He rows.
So it's just me.
Yeah, it's
Rose,
just you.
of course he
I know you were
rows.
looking for a friend
That's
in
so
this.
British. Wow.
Yeah, he rows every morning at
Mhm,
4:30.
yeah. He just
rows
plays a game of cricket every single
Yeah,
morning.
and then he jumps in the pool. He does the
Mhm.
ice plunge.
As I said, so men can't cry and women are so weak they cry. Nice thoughts, girl. Yeah, bro. I mean, don't you know? Like, get. Yeah, bro. You can't. Bros don't cry, bro.
Yeah.
And then he jumps in there. So
Little
he's quite.
pickleball.
And then he also runs, but he doesn't do the like.
Yeah.
The throw up.
No, he doesn't.
No,
He doesn't run till he pukes. That's what I was trying to communicate. It came out weird. I don't know.
no. That's very un-British.
That is.
Yeah.
And it's also my argument as to why these are not comparable things and why working out is overrated is I like to think that I'm really, really
Ripped.
fit. Yeah, no, I'm fit by the standards of a guy from the 50s.
Okay.
Like I eat a lot of fatty meats
Mhm.
and I drink and I smoke cigars and I've never seen the inside of a gym.
Not healthy.
And in the
Not
50s,
good,
you
man.
think of
Not good.
Superman or I don't know, Ricky Ricardo or just like any guy from the 50s.
Ricky.
They were all just
Why does everybody keep talking about Lucy? Like, I love Lucy in this episode. This is weird. Okay, that's the second reference. What is he talking? Like, dude, none of that stuff's healthy, man. I don't even think that eating that much fatty meat is healthy, is it? I mean, it's so hard to tell what's healthy these days because the health industry has been completely fucked by the health industry. But
just kind of
Jesus, I don't know.
like a bit
This
doughy.
sounds like
but
an
not,
idiot.
They weren't.
But I think
they
the
weren't
50s is
fat. They were
different.
just. How's it
It's
different?
a bit inoperative.
Like, I'm gonna drink and breathe poison. Yeah, and eat meat. Lots of meat. Like,
stick to do that because people were just more active in general because there was less tech.
Mm.
So whereas now you have to isolate your fitness because it's so easy to be
I
lazy,
love it when they do that, you know.
Mm, it's
right?
true.
Then, your grandparents, as you know,
Yeah.
walked up
Both
the
ways.
hill both ways to go to
Uh-huh.
school,
She
which
really
is
did. In snow.
yeah, in
In the
snow.
summer.
Exactly, in the
Mhm.
summer.
Yeah.
All of our grandparents did it. We know
Yes,
this.
yeah.
So I always think it's funny because I think about my grandfather because he
Humble brag.
never worked out.
Yeah.
But he was always working out. Like he was in the
Mm.
yard. He was, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So he
because humble brags are like compliment salts, you know.
was
That's
very
just wait a
physical.
second, you'll
Whereas
get it.
now we
You'll
live
see.
a very sedentary lifestyle. So I think you do have to incorporate some sort of a fitness. But I wouldn't say it's like women who cry on TikTok because that's just demonstrative of like complete and utter.
What?
Psychic collapse.
What is that? Mike is missing an essential salt. You can see it in his eyes. What's going on with his eyes? Do they have like? Is it you talking like the bags under his eyes? Like, no, he doesn't sleep, and he probably does a lot of cocaine. Okay, that would be my guess. If that's what you're seeing in his eyes is cocaine. All right, that's
Wow.
Yeah, psychic collapse. Yeah, which is like that, which is not the same as a man not working out. So you can row. I feel like
I
you
can row.
would, by the way,
I'm a good rower.
Yale,
I'll be a
George's,
coxswain.
Oxford. Like
just-
it's
yeah.
kind of right up the alley.
Yeah. No, I'll
of,
be
like,
the
rowing.
coxswain at the end calling out
Yeah.
the orders.
All right, my turn.
Yeah.
Don't get
So yeah, as I said, I will choose fatty meat over vegan all day, and I ain't eating a plant that's supposed to taste like a steak. Yeah, the food pretending to be other food kind of bothers me. I feel like it's dishonest. You know, I'm like, just be the other food. You know, if we're gonna eat vegetables, let's eat vegetables. Like it doesn't. I don't need the vegetables to pretend to be meat. Like I feel like vegetables are good. Just eat them. You know, I don't
get this
fucking- what
wrong,
the heck?
okay?
Okay, I'll
Weird.
try.
I'm gonna be really angry.
I'll try.
Yeah.
I'll try.
I'm gonna flip a table for no reason.
Yeah.
This is really good. Having a Ukraine flag in your bio
Mhm.
is more forgivable than wearing Crocs.
Been
What
wearing
a
Crocs?
weird.
Yeah.
So it is like, so the Crocs thing is kind of like analogous to, what people do with pineapple on pizza sort of situation. And they're comparing that to people being, feeling compassion for a country that's being invaded by a much larger, more powerful country. I'm just like, I don't even fucking know. That's just crazy to me to even compare those two things as if it's a joke and stuff. I don't know. It's just very gross.
Correct.
No.
This is a tough one for me. This is very, very tough for me.
There's no easy answer.
There's not an easy
'Cause you-
answer. If you feel better because you've said that, because I'm about to cry on TikTok, to be
Yeah.
honest. Feeling real close to a cry on TikTok. And
Where are my unstable girlies at?
Zelensky.
okay, you got
There
me.
we
No,
go.
yeah.
Okay,
You
good.
just
All
said
right,
his
there we
name, and I
go.
just wanted to punch him in the face again, straight in the face. I always pull the clip.
Wait, that guy who just
If
wants
I
to start
could
World
get
War
away
III
with
over-
it, I
with your
would, but I
money.
know I'm not allowed to, so I wouldn't do it. But if I could, I could straight
If
in
you
the
get
face.
taken down for
It's
spreading
funny, like
violence
America.
they
again,
could have just like given her water or something along those lines, but he's like, no, you have to have alcohol, and I'll drink it. Like, okay, geez,
Zelensky, that would be amazing.
weird.
that would be.
I would be a hero. I would be a hero.
You were early. I mean, I've always tried to be kind of moderate about Mr. Zelensky and all this, but you early on, you said, I don't like it.
I know a grifter when I see one, okay?
Highest paid actor in the world.
He's the highest
You
paid
got $100
actor.
billion.
I mean, wearing the fatigues the whole time. Put on different outfits.
Yeah.
We know that you're not in the trenches, okay?
Go to the White
Please.
House, please put on a
Put on-
necktie.
please show some respect.
Respect.
We've sent you billions. And by the way, now they've traveled to Saint Tropez. The Ukrainians now have yachts. They've got shallots in Switzerland. They've got yachts in. No, I'm not kidding.
Great. Oh,
It's,
This
I'm
is so
thinking, like,
weird.
these are our tax dollars. But at least he's wearing the army fatigues. He can't be bothered to buy a tux. It's like, bro, you can buy a Tom Ford tux 20,000 times today. Okay, his wife shopping at Prada in France. I mean, I can't stand it.
Yeah.
You're right. That was the right answer.
It was.
But
not-
I'm about to freak out right
I don't
now.
Not an easy-
understand. So because we sent them money like that, and because we sent them money on defense, right, against Russia invading, right, they get to decide like where all of that money goes and get to act as if they know where all that money has gone, and then it went to inappropriate places. and that means that we should hate people with the flag in the bio. I can't follow it. It's very, this kind of political brainworm shit is very difficult for me to like navigate. So, but
The answer, but
moving on.
simple
We're
answer.
moving
Yeah,
on.
a very
That's what we're
simple
doing.
answer.
There is a topic I would like to debate Ben Shapiro on.
Oh my goodness.
Demons, because Ben Shapiro probably doesn't believe that Ouija boards are full of demons or something.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It would be unpleasant to lose my job, but I don't know. I mean,
But it might be
So-
fun.
Yeah, that's the thing. I guess the reason it might be a no is a topic other than 10,000
Yeah,
topics.
I know. What would be one topic?
I have to say,
Actually, give us all 10,000. We've got time.
happily.
It's the most this is the most unsensitive, just like gross, I don't know, just way to compare things like that. It's just wow, it reminds me of like if middle schoolers like were familiar with like world politics like that, you know what I mean? Like that's the way it feels. Perenne said they are comparing other countries' flag with foot. They are shaming, even if Russia is right in this war because of neo-Nazi concerns, it's still bad. Yeah, I'm not really, again, like I'm not too like up on the whole thing with that, but it seems like there is like a platoon or whatever of Nazis in Ukraine, because it's a country of people, and the people that tend to be like militia type people end up a lot of times being Nazis, which is, I know, very concerning for a myriad of reasons. But I don't think that necessarily means that the whole country is wrong. Anyway, I don't know. It's a bit more complicated and more nuanced than just a straight like good guy, bad guy type of situation,
So I would like to brag just a little bit and pay a compliment to my friend Ben, which is back in the day, years and years ago, he and we would get into fights all the time about
Just physical.
always
Zelensky type.
physical, always.
He
kinda like-
reminds me, it's funny, like, those people that get like all the gravity and they like wait too long to talk and stuff because they think they're acting like what they're saying is so profound and deep. And it's always when they're hiding cocaine, they're hiding the fact that they are doing cocaine. And so they're like, there is a story that I have to tell about this one time, like, and they make it like it's so like there's like, oh man, we all got to shut up and listen to your fucking story, because they're on cocaine, and that's the way.
We'd always get into fights about political philosophy because there were certain thinkers that I really admire and enjoy that he didn't like. I'm thinking of people like Michael Oakeshott. This is a really nerdy fight, People like Michael Oakeshott, people like
No
Russell
idea.
Kirk, people like Edmund Burke, and Ben didn't like him. He's a John Locke guy, he's more of an Enlightenment guy, and I'm kind of an anti-Enlightenment guy. I'm an anti-liberal guy.
Oh, so he's like saying that he likes the Christo-fascists over the Enlightenment. Let's all just like the founding fathers of the. Okay, I got it.
And I will say this, and this is to Ben's great credit. Over the years, he's starting to simp for my guys.
Is
man. He's kind of like an Oakeshott guy now. He's like
Wow.
definitely kind of a Burke guy now. So
It's not a debate then.
it's no debate.
It's no
just
debate.
it's just drinks and agreeing.
So you would like to drink and agree with Ben Shapiro?
Mhm.
I would debate him on vaccines.
Mm.
That
Is
would
he
be, people
still?
would love that. By
So
the way,
this is another one though. He used to be super duper pro. Like
yeah,
but-
100%.
now, isn't he a little questioning?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Certainly on the COVID vaccine.
Well, I
now
think
he
on the
said he
COVID
wouldn't have
yeah.
gotten the COVID vaccine.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know about all the other ones. I think that'd be super.
That's true. That would be great.
interesting.
But
How
she's
do we get
anti
that?
all the vaccines. She's really anti like all vaccines. Really? Wow. Okay. So weird. So smallpox is what we really need back, in circulation. That's why everything's going so poorly. It's just not enough smallpox. I was thinking that the other day too.
Dark, yeah,
Jesus Christ.
exactly.
Oh, I'm down for
yeah,
that.
right.
Yeah, I'll
Mhm.
bring my martini. to that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Martini.
Right. This is
So
gonna be a good
masculine.
one.
This martini.
What? Seed oils cause sunburns.
But since you're an educated person, I assume you know the answer to that.
Take your lead on that.
Kind of gave away the answer.
I have no
Yeah.
idea. What?
You got this wrong, so you're gonna have to drink, and you have to drink a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Because, like, you
hold
know
on.
why?
What?
I don't know anything about seed oils, and this was almost a racist question because I don't get sunburned. So this is like I don't know anything about seed oils.
You're right.
I don't get sunburned, so I'm like,
Wow.
obviously that's not true because I've definitely eaten seed
Mm,
I
oils.
thought there wasn't such a thing as that thing that you just accused him of, man. Like, I thought your whole bag is that's not really real, and when it is, it's not really still somehow.
And I've never gotten sunburned because I'm black. So I'm just using a little common sense here. Seed oils can't be causing sunburn for black people.
This is the best argument I've ever heard as to why seed oils.
It is interesting too, because like I'll get my partner, she's black, and like so it's just funny when I get a sunburn because I'll do stuff outside a lot of times and I'll get a sunburn, and it's like it's just little things that make it funny. She just doesn't realize like how it feels, so she'll like just like come up and like rub my back and stuff. I'm like like hot, like usually it would be nice, it'd be like massage. I'm just like, oh my god, and she's like, what? Because she's just not used to. Anyway, it's funny.
No, yeah, absolutely not. I've consumed a lot of seed oils in my life. I've never gotten a sunburn because I'm black.
Let me tell you something on this point.
Exactly.
On this exact point. My mother.
Assembly of God says mumps, measles, rubella vaccine. Yeah, exactly. Like all the shit that's no longer exists, like demonstratively because of vaccines. Like, my God,
My beloved mother
fucking stupid.
was very dark skinned. Very. I'm having
Like Italian black. I've seen Italian black.
Like, yeah, Sicilian.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
they get super dark.
I remember I saw photos of her when she was young, and when I was a kid, I said, "Oh, Mom, I didn't know you were black." As a kid. And I did,
So
and even
cute.
in the summer, and she goes, "Well, Michael, it's sort of behind." We'll talk about that. But even later on, like when I was a kid, I get very brown in the summer, and she would get black, and I
weird
always
when
thought, okay,
It's weird when they act like all the cultures is boiled down to like a skin color.
I wouldn't sunburn. But
Strange.
then in my teen years, for some reason, I started sunburning.
Wow.
And I thought, what now? In retrospect, I realized I was consuming a lot of seed oils. And then sweet little Elisa, who follows all the hippie stuff that you follow,
Mhm.
she says, Mac, you gotta stop. No more seed oils. We're not gonna cook with them. We're not gonna eat whatever. So I greatly reduced it. I was like, this is some hippie dippy nonsense. I don't get sunburns anymore. And I'm a little bit of that olive oil. I could burn. I don't, right?
Yeah, but what are the seed oils in? The reason why I don't want to go.
Everything.
Here's the thing: is
It's probably
I'm
in this
just
martini.
already so crunchy
Yes.
that I'm fearful that if I look into, everybody keeps telling me they're telling me to look into it. I'm like, guys,
yeah.
you don't understand.
It's-
I will go crazy. Like I will be a psycho.
Yeah, I know.
I will just bite onto it like a pit bull.
Yes, like a pit bull
Yeah.
on a tasty toddler.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, you're there, Candace, because you can't turn away from the truth when you see
I
it.
know it's gonna be so bad though. I'm already like an 82-year-old full grandma right now.
Mhm.
And if I start looking at them every little, I know how I am. All right, fine. I'm gonna
It's
look into
so,
it. Oh,
Candace, you're gonna
No,
you're
it's gonna
gonna
be so
Google
bad.
it, and 6 minutes later,
I'm gonna be done.
you're gonna be done.
I know. I can no longer avoid it.
Yeah.
It's following
You
me.
I'm
weird.
easy to work with.
Ready?
This is how I think you would answer about yourself. And you're answering how
Oh.
I would answer about myself.
Okay. Okay. Ready? Go.
Absolutely correct. And I say you would say that you are not easy to work with.
Savannah?
Savannah!
Savannah! Oh, she pisses me.
God, I imagine that all these people are difficult to work with. I mean, just in general. Like, if your whole worldview boils down to, like, I don't give a fuck about anybody else that doesn't think like me, you usually aren't the nicest of people. Just saying.
Me off when I say something like that. And she doesn't get over
You
here.
get it.
I would
Do you
say
think
I'm
you're easy to work with?
easier to work with than George. I actually do. I'm
I think you're
okay.
easy to work with.
I'm easy to work with. I have to really think about this. I don't know what I would say. Just drink anyways.
I'm going to choose.
Yeah, because you should just drink for
Yeah,
me.
why not?
Yeah, drink
Yeah,
again.
why not?
Because
I'm not
I
making
think
up.
what I would
Yeah.
say is I think I'm very easy to work with because you know why? No one ever leaves my team. So that's got to be, usually you get a high turnover rate, you're not easy to work with.
That's
But I
true.
would say that when it comes to my show, I'm a perfectionist. And so
Yes.
down to like naming the titles, all of stuff, I'm very involved. And if something's not right, then somebody like is slipping that day and I'm like, listen, I write the show, I go, like, you got to do this job and you got to do
Yeah.
it right. And I will like,
Yeah.
So I think that's just like everyone has to bring their A game.
But it's not easy. Like I think about it with Jeremy too. Is it Jeremy easy to work with? Jeremy is.
This is so weird. This is like shop talk. You know what this reminds me of? Have you ever been to like with your partner, you know, and you go with her to like a work like party or whatever, and then they all sit around talking about work stuff that you are completely like just lost on anything that's going on because it's like some computer shit or whatever, right? You know, she works in a law office, so I'm like lost the whole time, you know, and I just got to be like, right, you know, they're saying jokes and like elbowing you and stuff. You're like, yeah, sure, right, yeah, that was a funny joke, sure, yep.
Too nice. Please don't tell Jeremy. I said, Jeremy is a
tech guys, am I right? Yeah,
joy to work with. It's like the joy of my professional life to work with Jeremy. The guy's a creative genius. It's every day is something new. It's just he's not easy to work with. I mean, same thing. He's got this crazy vision and he's ruthlessly perfectionist about everything. And so it's not easy, but it's very gratifying. And I see a kind of a similar thing.
I would say I'm super nice to everyone. That I know people will say over and over again. I'm definitely not mean. I never raise my voice. I don't believe in yelling. I think actually when you yell at people, it shows you've lost control.
Yeah.
But
you do believe in corporal punishment.
But I hit them.
You hit them.
I do hit Savannah.
You do.
But that's different.
That's different.
Yeah, totally
sort
different.
of
People get it.
Just for recreation.
Yeah.
Okay.
My turn.
Yeah.
Well, that's accurate. I'm sure that's accurate. You know, just for
you
fun.
are definitely easy to work with.
I am.
Yeah,
I'm just such
whatever.
a.
You're like whatever.
Huh? What?
Joy,
Get
life,
it? Turn it in on. Don't turn it in.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, this is so great. Most likely, Savannah will be fired before Ben Davies. Brilliant timing on this.
Okay, let's see. Most likely, Savannah will be fired before Ben Davies. I don't know.
You
this
know,
is more. Is this more? Shop talk? Is this really what we're doing? We're just talking about people that work with them behind the scenes. Is that what we're doing?
The sharpness of that question might change my answer. Huh.
1, 2, 3.
No.
We can never be too sure.
No. I'd like to make this announcement.
Oh,
right now.
Mm-hmm.
I've enjoyed working with Ben Davies, and I appreciate his contributions to my show.
This is too weird.
I think it's time for him to move on.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
But I was just about to say that about Savannah. So you just got to speak first.
It's really.
But I have enjoyed her contributions.
You're gonna lose them both?
We're gonna just lose them both.
Nice.
I feel free now.
Well,
any idea what the fuck they're talking about? Y'all like following any of this? Should I skip ahead? Like I'm completely okay.
We can just say whatever we want now.
Mr. Davies already wrote the rest of my questions, so I don't need him.
Brilliant.
That's what I said. I'm sorry, ma'am. This is a Wendy's.
Timing.
That's awesome.
Okay, no,
You're up.
I'm up.
You're up.
If you're not married by 30, you should only really be concerned if you're a woman.
What? Okay, if you're not married by 30, you should only really be concerned if you're a woman. Was this written by somebody in the 1950s? Was this like a time traveling game somehow? Wow, man, this is weird how how old the mentality is of this game, like all these little things, and then oddly specific about work people and stuff.
1, 2,
okay
3.
All right, thank you. Logan agrees, right? It's an inside joke that nobody gets. You're on camera right now. People pay money. I don't think it is, but stupid people pay money to watch this shit, and you're just like, yeah. Anyway, Sarah, am I right? She's just, man, she can't. She's always knocking over that trash can, and the copy machine just won't work. But what? Like, Jesus Christ, what do you fucking
drink, my dear?
Oh
drink
my
your
gosh!
seltzer water. Drink your seltzer.
Oh my gosh! You would say no. Explain.
Yes, because people are going to start to wonder about you. First of all, if you're a man, and they're going to wonder about your loafers and the heaviness or lightness of them. But the other thing, you should be concerned. Forget about how people perceive you, because I think it's perfectly fine to obviously engage in religious life. Join an order or even consecrated singlehood or something like that. But
did you say join an order? I thought they were against secret societies. Be a Mason or an Illuminati, like the Rothschild.
If you lack the charism for celibacy and you're single by 30 and you're a
Ooh,
fella,
that's
you
tough.
are
That's
very
a hard truth, you know. Somebody God says, Bible says to get married at 16, sweet 16. Oof, yeah, that's pretty rough. Wasn't it 13? Wasn't it like closer to 13? Because, like, you know, people died at like 18. Whatever. They're like, better get married, have kids before you. Oh, she's dead. She's already dead. Fuck. Man, we really need vaccines. And then people can push back on them being allowed and shit.
very likely
Being
going to be
affected.
fornicating or looking at porn. I mean, men, it's like we're riding
I
around
feel
on
like I
an
walked into
elephant.
the wrong side.
The libido is so insane. And even more, I know women, you know, sort of throw themselves at me as I'm walking down the street, but it's not like women have no
Sure,
idea.
sure,
For
buddy.
men, the
Yeah.
sexual drive is just so intense that if you're single and you don't really have an outlet for that, and you're in your late 20s, 30, it's not going to be conducive to your virtue.
Okay, but what was the question?
You should be concerned. You should only be concerned if you're a woman.
Okay, so it's how you think about what concern is.
Yeah.
Okay, that's an interesting take on it. Because what I would say is that I heard that question.
Define concern. We need to break this down. We really need to. This is a deep philosophical question here. That's what that is.
And thought, women, biological clock ticking, you should be concerned. You haven't found a partner. You know, you got a very short runway now to get this figured out.
Yeah.
And also, I had this ex-boyfriend. I actually dated a guy.
It's
And
so
the reason why I
weird.
was going to say it.
It's so weird that they're like deciding what like people should want to do. You know, like what if like myself, like I don't want to get married. I don't want to have kids. I don't want to do any of this stuff. But they're like acting like you are supposed to want to do all these things. And that is like the most conservative thing ever. It's the supposed does. Everything falls in their supposed does, where everything's supposed to go. You're supposed to be like this. You're not supposed to be like that. You're supposed to, you know, gay people are supposed to shut up about it and not exist or not let anybody know they exist. And women are supposed to do this and it's all these fucking supposed of just like every box you can put people in, you know? And so like these kinds of questions just to me are like, it depends who you are and what you want to do in life. Like, you know, it doesn't to just say you're supposed to be concerned. It's just fucking weird to me.
I disagree about 30 is because women like older men, so they're not like running out of time. There's no biological clock that's ticking. It's like, are you going to figure your ish out? Yes or no?
So here's an inside joke there. Meanwhile, SR sighs as people swipe left on him. Oh, but he's so adorable. I love his hair. He's got great hair. He looks really good when he's got it grown out. You know, it's like when he shaves, he's kind of got a Jay and Silent Bob, like Jay and Silent Bob thing going on, you know? So he needs to keep it at least with like a little, anyway, you know. Yeah, I'm pansexual. But anyway, we're moving on.
Oh,
that's what we're
who
doing.
knows? But you're not like, oh, well, that's it. It's over for me.
Right.
And I had this ex-boyfriend who I dated who was 11 years older than me. I was 22, he was 33, right?
Wow.
And he said something to me that you sometimes just a sentence in your life, you just never forget it, right?
It's funny because I always feel like so like knows exactly what all the trolls end up saying as soon as they somehow break through the door that Aunt Jeer's holding up. Yeah, no, you gotta repent. Y'all should take up your cross. Like, fuck, another one got in. Aunt Jeer's like, holy shit, how did they? Was there a window? I don't know. How did they? Jesus. Oops.
And at the time we were dating, and I was like, why don't you date any girls your age? And he's like, well, because if I date a girl that's 33, she's going to want a ring immediately. And he said, and the truth is that if you're a guy and you meet a girl and she's in her early 30s and no other guy wanted her, your first thought process is, what's wrong with her? What am I missing?
Wow.
And it never left me. It never left me.
Man, that is brutal.
And I've asked a few guys that question, and they've.
What's it? Okay. Prane said no human lifetime was big even in ancient time. I have heard people lived more than 100 years were common back in the day. Really? I don't know. I don't think that's accurate. I heard like there was like an average of like 30 something at one point, but that was because they were averaging it based on all of the births that like didn't work out and stuff, like kids were dying really young. Like a lot of babies or whatever were stillborn and stuff. So they were counting that, and that's what messed with the average. That's what I heard. I could be mistaken on that. I'd have to look into it. But yeah, I don't think that they I don't think it was like back in the day they lived longer. I think they actually lived shorter lives, because of the lack of modern medicine. But yeah,
I've been like, to be honest, like, yeah, if I met a 33-year-old girl and everything looked right, and I would be like, okay, but what am I missing? 'Cause you're so great. Why didn't some other guys swoop you up in your 20s? And so I think that it's a steeper climb for women for a lot of different reasons. Not, I mean, obviously it has worked for people. I know people that have gotten married at 36. Like, it can happen, but those I think are the exceptions and not the rules.
Do you wonder though if now, because I totally get that in principle.
It's almost as if there's like nothing but exceptions and like no actual rules, because that's just the way human nature is, that everybody's sort of their own person, and it really depends across like a million different factors.
But now for women, especially millennial women who are raised in this feminist culture that said, don't get married, just pursue the widget factory career forever and just do you. And then these women come to their senses. And
as I said, Galilee was like the original Sin City. Like Vegas has nothing on Galilee. I didn't know that. I've never been there. I'm either not Galilee either. But not Sin City either. Yeah, I haven't been there yet. I hear it's nice
late
this
20s
time of
or
year.
late 30s, and they're otherwise
sounds hot.
Great women who were basically just duped by the culture. I mean, I wonder. I think that's a pretty large chunk these days.
Yeah,
so
feminism
weird.
can colonize your brain. I say it all the time on my show. I'm like, don't let it colonize. You will get to 30, and then you get to 33, and first it's I'm having fun, living life, I'm doing me, and then suddenly you realize all your friends are getting married, all your friends are having children. You're seeing all these announcements on Instagram, and you're like, what was I thinking? You probably also walked away from a really good guy who liked you.
At least one.
Yeah, you should just get like stuck into a life with like 7 kids that you're forced to like upend anything you ever wanted to do. And that's really living, is just giving up your autonomy completely to take care of a bunch of little humans. And look, no shame if anybody wants to do that. But a lot of us don't. A lot of us don't want to do that. So, but it's weird that they act like it's just so like, and then you're going to regret it. Like I hear that a lot. So people are like, oh, you're going to regret not having kids. Why? Why? And a lot of them are like, because who's going to take care of you when you get old? I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why would it be my kid's responsibility to take care of them when they get, when I get old? That's fucked up. I wouldn't ever put that on my kid. I would like have some sort of, insurance plan, sort of like, like a pension kind of deal, like what I have, in order to make sure that that's not gonna be a burden on them, because that's really fucked up. But no, I wouldn't do that to my kid, even if I did have one.
Yeah, at least one, maybe 2 in your 20s, but you just thought that it was going to be forever. Your youth was going to be forever. And there is actually a biological change that happens. And I tell women this the whole time. Like, I remember being in my early 20s and I had the young, carefree mentality. I was also liberal in all my perspectives. So I was eating up the feminist garbage, which is fine. I always say, you can experiment with feminists like a drug in college. It's fine. You shouldn't keep on the drug.
You shouldn't be proud of it.
Yeah. You try the drug and then you gotta let it go, But yeah, so I had these feminist perspectives, but then something changed, and it wasn't a mental change. It was deeper than that. It was like biological, spiritual. Suddenly you're aware that you are a mammal. And I would say it happened around 27, 26, where I was like, must find, mate, have babies. Like, it's so weird. And I'm seeing it happen to other women now that I'm friends with, and they're turning 27, 28, and they're like, must.
Yeah, that's nothing to do with like the social programming of your little in group there. It's got nothing to do with that. Nope. Yeah, it's just some weird spiritual thing. Yeah. And by the way, there is no spiritual thing. Like, it is a mental thing. It's like, it's beyond mental. It's spiritual. Still mental, because spiritual is not really a thing. So
find, mate, have babies. So there is something that happens. There's a sea change that happens within women in their later 20s, where suddenly all of
hey, just stick with the first guy who likes you. You never know if someone else might like you. You may be that may be your only chance. Yeah, I mean, I feel that. I get it. I say just do what feels right, and do what makes sense for you at that moment. That things change and you got to adapt. It's all right. But I get that kind of mentality too.
of the ideology means nothing, the sociology means nothing, and the biology overrides. And you're like, give me baby.
Yeah, that
When
does.
I met George, I said I want kids. Like, I mean, it was the first date. You know,
Your first.
What? Google Eats. Hey, I said that. Thanks for hanging out. Miss Owens, your order of drugs has shipped. You may also be interested in a blacklight poster, you know, for all of that LSD. Yeah, got it. That's great.
18
Sentence, I think,
days that I
was,
knew him. Yeah.
and you said, hello, nice to meet you, George. Give me baby.
Yeah, give me baby.
Right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're married, happily married.
He
It works,
acquiesced.
ladies. I was like, I'm gonna put all my crazy up front, and it worked.
It did.
Yeah.
For people who don't know, 18 days.
They said that she is pregnant. Yeah, cheers. I was going to say, from the side view, Candace looks looks pregnant, but she has a martini there. So also, I thought those people didn't drink. No, she is pregnant. She's not drinking, which makes this nowhere near as fun as what I thought it fucking was. But she's done without the drinking, so it's okay. It kind of works out. Just seems kind of a waste of a drinking game to have one person not drinking. It's almost like as if they don't understand the point of a drinking game, but it's whatever, it's fine. They don't understand.
Days.
They don't understand a lot of points. So I can't really give it too hard a time about that one.
Before we got engaged. And I got it right.
You did get it right.
Yeah,
You
he's
did.
so cute. Just love him.
Cute.
He's so cute.
Cute? I don't know.
You're drinking a martini, brother. You are cute. It's adorable. It's adorable. You need to get some scotch. Drink some good old scotch. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Angry Englishman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's very manly. He's very British.
It's very
like, I don't know.
British.
Cute.
Is British manly? If you're not talking about Jason Statham, who is very, very handsome, then you don't know. Yeah, no, they're not. That's just it's almost like oddly feminine, but like anyway, I'm not gonna go into it. Sorry, British people. I didn't mean any bad.
Oh,
There's nothing wrong with being feminine. Okay, but anyway. All right, moving on.
I'm up.
No.
Candace is up. Yells Ben Baby.
Didn't we fire him?
I thought so. I'm glad he didn't leave.
Yeah. Nobody listens to us around here.
Mhm.
The law of attraction is harmless and is simply a vapid Instagram level therapy practiced among redheads, women who drink from Stanleys, and dudes.
Hold on, let me break this down. The law of attraction is harmless and is simply a vapid Instagram level therapy practice among redheads. What? Women who drink from Stanleys and dudes named Skylar. I don't understand. Like, what? I don't understand the context of any of these. Like, anyway, all right. Let's see what they could say, because I don't. What are redheads like? Other than like, I don't they get angry and they're like hard to like keep. When they have to do surgery, they're hard to. Anyway, I don't know. It's hard to keep under or whatever.
Named Skylar.
That was a fake laugh.
Vivid.
She's fake laughing.
Read the first part.
The law of attraction is harmless
He's gonna
and
say.
is simply a vapid Instagram level therapy practiced among redheads, women who drink Stanleys, and dudes named Skylar.
What's a Stanley?
Oh my God, it's like the basic white girl cup that everyone has. Sometimes these things happen on TikTok where like, and then like white girls go crazy, like, we all have to do it right now. And it was a Stanley cup. And some girl was like, I drink so much water when I drink out of this cup. And then literally, yeah, every white girl in America bought the cup.
Yeah,
What?
I have
For
seen
like, and it's like
Wow, it's kind of funny because I literally just downloaded TikTok today to like start doing. I don't know. I just want to kind of put up some fun stuff. I don't really like fan through it like a lot of other people do, but like I wanted to try to. I like the video making part of it. That's kind of fun, But
$75.
I have seen white girls who
it's got a little
holding-
handle.
Yeah,
They're like, it's true, it works. I drink so much water. Just a little white girl trying to.
Oh no, really? The redhead. I don't know anything about. I just like I said. They always said that they have like tempers, maybe, but I thought that was more of an Irish reference. I'm not really sure. I don't know. Okay. Wakey, wakey, eggs and bacony. Yeah, sure.
It's actually really sweet.
That is sweet.
You think I'm gonna say?
You're gonna say no,
Oh, that's true too.
and I'm certainly gonna say no. Harmless, simply.
I agree.
Of course.
I agree. Right, you're right.
Because it is
Demonic.
It is all the things in the second part of the question.
Mhm.
It's the law of attraction is just for depressed but eccentric women to try to make sense of a world that they find chaotic and
Mhm.
confusing. But it's a cult. It's a
You just described religion.
cult. It's a new age cultism, and it will drive you crazy. And and the women who go into it go completely insane.
Still describing religion. Still doing it, man.
No, I totally agree. I totally agree. They're the ones that cry on TikTok
Yeah, they do. With their Stanleys, they cry.
with their Stanley.
Oh shit, we got a Skylar. Sorry, buddy. I didn't look. I haven't. Anyway, all right, moving on.
$75 they paid for that.
That's so
That's
outrageous.
crazy.
Do
These
you
things
have one?
happen. No,
No.
No.
No. I wanted to see if I could get
Mark safe from sunburns.
Yeah.
They're safe from Stanley Cups.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're up.
kind of agree there. Yeah, they shouldn't be using the side view.
I've met someone who I believe was
Is it like off-putting to anybody else? Like when they do like a lot of these podcast shows, they sit like uncomfortably, like they sit like they're going to be given, like one of them's going to give the other one a haircut. You know what I mean? Like they're just like right in the. It's like one of those things where I don't know if I could ever go like the Joe Rogan show. I think used to do it. They're like boom, like right in each other's face. It just seems really awkward. I almost be like, can we just turn off the video? I'll just listen because this is fucking weird.
possessed by a demon.
Oh my goodness.
Well, wait. I've met someone who I believe was possessed by a demon. See, now we're getting into this territory of this show. This is why I did. I knew he'd get the demons eventually because he's semi-obsessed with them. So, all right. So we're still like, at least we're in the niche of what the show is supposed to be. Got it. Good.
How do you think about that?
Yes, he absolutely has.
Okay,
Yes.
got it.
Correct? I'm not sure.
You know
I'm not
why? Because
Eileen,
I
no.
just I felt no for you
Sure. Yeah.
because I just thought you see the good in everybody. So even if if there was a demon, you'd be like, maybe they just had a bad day.
Maybe it was merely vexation. Maybe it wasn't total
that would be
possession.
that would be
Yeah.
you would yeah.
That's right. Yeah, I'm not confident, even if people who've had bizarre aspects to them. I'm not confident. I think, oddly enough, people knock me because they say that I talk about demons and angels and stuff too much. But I don't see
All the time. Yes, way too much. I mean, let's face it. If you're talking about them, other than the way we talk about them, like as a silly pretend monster that don't exist, it's too much. No matter if you do it once it's too much. It's too much because it's fucking dumb.
see
Ridiculous.
demons under every rock. I think demonic possession is a basically rare thing, maybe increasingly prominent in our culture, but it's
Yeah, it's almost as if like the more cameras came into existence, the less common that possessions were because people just were like, that's obviously fake and stupid. Give me come on, man. You don't really believe that, do you? That happened a lot and then it dropped off. But anyway.
not every person who has a problem is possessed by a demon. They might be tempted or vexed by demons, but
yeah.
I think full-on possession is still pretty rare.
I think Hollywood is quite demonic.
Yeah, it is.
And I see people possessed
Oh.
by it in a weird
Okay.
way that I've been like, I've seen people
I was
ruin
like,
their lives
I don't
on this
understand.
quest
Got it.
for Hollywood level fame. And I
Mm.
think that's a demon. Like and they can't shake it. It's really weird to watch someone destroy it.
So if not like a demon literally acting through their body,
Yeah.
at the very least a demon influencing.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you think Hollywood is where you've seen it?
Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
demonic.
It
And
is a
I
demonic
think,
place, yeah.
and then there's pathways to it, like Instagram. I've seen women like, I think it's a possession of sorts, and maybe it's not, like a full-on demon, but to see the way that Instagram, think about the way that we grew up, and we were like playing outside and we have like scrapes on our knees, and I had braces and I was super ugly, but I thought I was cute in my braces.
Were you ugly as
wanted to
a
get-
little?
Well, I look like on pictures and I'm like, oh my God. I thought I was so cute. And I think everyone else thought I was cute too. And I was getting my braces changed different colors. I thought that was hot. And I smiled big in my middle school pics because I wanted people to see my teal braces.
Did you?
Yeah.
I
was like,
hid
these
my
are
braces.
dope.
I would do a smile like this.
I thought I was fly. Am I racist?
Maybe you were.
All the confidence in the world.
Yeah.
And then I see these girls today and they're getting like lip injections at 14
Oh yeah.
because they're spending so much time on Instagram and they're seeing like, that's something's not right there. And I mean, willing to go under the knife. I mean, these are possessions of sorts, right?
Yeah.
Like, and
Oh, that's right.
so
We're talking about,
whether
I
it's
forgot.
demonic, true to
That's right. We're talking about demons or something. It's like where I feel like I missed something. I just stepped into a different conversation that I thought we were not having, but we are.
being a demon,
lost.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That probably isn't right, but the people are possessed, and social media causes, I think, possession.
Yeah, and it leads you down those paths. I mean, especially when people dabble in drugs, especially the mind-altering drugs.
Yeah.
And when people fall into these crazy stuff.
Not like blood pressure meds or anything like that. Not that kind. You know, just the
Sense of pride. That really takes you down a bad path. But I've heard stories of firsthand accounts of people who like are speaking to people and then they'll start yelling in Aramaic, kind of like that degree.
Yeah.
But even that is increasing in prevalence.
Mm-hmm.
I've spoken to exorcists who talking to an exorcist is sometimes it's sort of like talking to a plumber. You think you're going to hear some amazing wild story from an exorcist. Often it's just, well, then I had to unplug this person, they had this stupid demon flying around. But the stories I hear from them are pretty wild. And
George tells me that.
Yeah.
You just said they were.
George.
You just said it was just like, I had to fucking change this thing because, like the one demon got stuck in the nostril. It was in the nostril. You know how hard it is to get one out of the nostril? You really got to flick that holy water just right. What the fuck are you talking about?
And
not the demons, right?
Not the demons. I don't think so. Not anymore. Not anymore. We've put that behind us.
Oh,
but
how dumb.
Talking to exorcists now, they say the phone
Impressive.
rings more often today than it used to.
Yeah. There's something going on. You can feel it in the climate and definitely within Hollywood. And
there's an epidemic of people screaming in Aramaic. I mean, there's an epidemic of like videos claiming that that's like something that happened, but no, I don't think I don't think that that's the case. They claim that a lot. I've seen exorcists claim that they spoke in a like perfect Aramaic language, but it's just to sell their bullshit story that's not true, that they can't demonstrate. And of course they forgot to film it. The filming it makes it so the demons don't work. So no.
It's programming people in a way that I think I just have questions about it.
Yeah,
but
I agree. Especially Hollywood, Gomorrah by the sea.
Uh-huh.
Yep. And if you want something for your Hollywood to get nice and hard, go to Adam and Eve. I keep forgetting to do the promo. Go to adamandeve.com and enter code word Brently. That's BRENTLY at checkout to get 50% off almost any one item. You get 3 free gifts, you get 6 free movies, and you get free shipping on the whole order. Just go to adamandeve.com. They've got everything you can think of as it relates to making your time in the bedroom that much more fun. And definitely go to adamandeve.com and enter code word Brently. That's BRENTLY at checkout to get your exclusive offer. It's super awesome. And you're going to love it. You will not be disappointed. I promise. Hey, we're going to wrap it there. I know I've got a little bit more to go, and I think I might come back to this one and try to maybe finish the rest of this off, because it's pretty funny. I got to say, they're just dumb enough to make it interesting, and it's kind of fun to watch manly Michael Knowles get drunk off of his martini. It's pretty awesome. So, but thanks so much for hanging out. This was super cool. This is the Punk Apostate. If you want to share the show around to your friends, if you enjoy hanging out, I try to be as interactive as possible. But I am going to start, like I said, doing fewer or shorter videos during the week. But I want to try to do at least one long live stream like this per each weekend. So either Saturday or Sunday. Keep an eye out, and I'll figure out the times. I know this is always purely random, and I apologize for that. But I got to get a bit more structured in my life. But I'm a punker, man. We're not known for being structured. We're known for being fucked. That was, I mean, that would have landed if there were other people around, that would have. But so no, share around the show. I'm going to leave a bunch of ways if you want to support the show. I changed the Cash App to now Punk Apostate. So if you just my cash tag, it's called a cash tag. Isn't that clever? Is Punk Apostate, no spaces. And so if you want to support it that way, you can go to or you can go to patreon.com/unapologetics, spelled with an X at the end instead of a C. And you can become a patron there. But, and if you don't want to do either of those, like I said, go to adamandeve.com and just buy some cool shit. And you get it for almost 50%, almost anything. It's like the huge weird stuff that like you don't get anyway, for 50% off. So you get 50% off any one item, 3 free gifts, 6 free movies, and free shipping on the whole order. Go to adamandeve.com and enter code word Brentley. Seriously, thank you all so much for hanging out. This was super awesome. I really appreciate, you guys showing up and interacting. It's always so fun. But make sure you stay logical, loving, skeptical, and compassionate. And we will see you next time.